All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is International Red's Fashion Experience, and the title of the show today is Be a Mentor. And what I mean by being a mentor actually is, you got to realize, you understand me, that a lot of people, you understand, be a bad example for being a mentor. They're bad examples. What I mean is, to be a mentor, you have to be someone that someone looks up to you. They have to look up to you, and they have to respect you. If you're not being respected, then you cannot be a mentor. There's certain things, what they call unofficial rules. These are rules that are unspoken. They're like, you don't have to speak on it. It's just what you do. As far as being a mentor, you have to be one that gives people advice, but give them real advice, not something that you heard. Don't try to impress the people. You know what I mean? Don't try to impress them. Try to bless them with a message. Don't try to impress them, bless them. What I mean by that is, when you're talking to these younger people, you talk to them in a mentor type of way. You know what I'm saying? You're giving them real advice. You're not trying to impress them by telling them your war stories. You're telling them how to stay out of jail, what to do not to be in jail because you went to jail. So you're speaking from first-hand experience. So to be a mentor, you have to go through experiences that you've been through and things that you overcame. In other words, you won, you're winning now, so you won, you came through it, you learned from it, and you got the experience, and then you won. So by you winning, you're giving them the winning recipe so they don't have to go through jail, they don't have to go through drugs and trials and tribulations, which is what you did, which is why when you tell them what you're telling them in a mentor fashion, you're telling them in a way of a mentor. The way a mentor, you understand me, speaks to the younger people, And what I mean by that is, you're telling them what's really going on, so they don't have to do what you did. Because they might glorify the fast life. They see the fast life as being something impressive because that's what they see. They see the highlights. They don't see the real lights. When they go to the players' ball, when they see the people dressed up with their bras, they see that part of it. They don't see when the bra's actually on the track and you're sitting there worried about her. You know what I'm talking about? Because she could get knocked. She could get hurt. A lot of things can happen. And this woman is your life. So you will worry about her. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why a lot of people on active duty are on drugs. They take drugs to tolerate what they're going through because it's not easy doing what they're doing because it's a mind game. It's all affecting you mentally. So therefore, that's why reality of the situation is you have to look at it, and when they tell you how it is, they see the end results. They see me looking good from what I've been through. I'm not doing it no more. But when I went through it, I did it, and I went at it, and I looked good, and I did what I had to do. But the point of it is, it's not like it was when I was doing it. It's not like that no more. People are carrying guns. The results of the consequences of being in the fast life is detrimental because they're giving you years. You make one mistake and you get years. So you have to let the people know that. You don't glorify the game and tell people it's this and it's that. You're giving them game. No, you're telling them game, which is not real. You got to tell people the truth. In other words, you got to let them know what's really going on. It's just like when you're talking to a woman and you're not running game on this woman. That's where people make mistake. You're not running game. If you're real about the life and you're real about what you believe in, you're telling the truth. You tell your woman or whoever you're with, you tell them the truth. If anytime you run game runs out, and when the game runs out, the ball will run out. So you don't want to never confront nobody as giving them game, because when you give them game, it's not real. Game is what it is. It's a game. It's not reality. So I never say that. You know what I mean? When I was running game, it was back in the day. But now it's all the truth. It's not game. Because the truth will set you free. Game, you understand me, and get you incarcerated. Because the game, you understand what I'm saying? People wake up from games. They wake up, you understand me, because it's something that you did to put them asleep or put them in a dream or whatever it is. It wasn't reality. So what you want to do is you want to be truthful and be honest and be real. You understand? So you tell people the truth. You don't be faking and telling them something to impress them. No, you don't want to impress them. You want to bless them. So you let them know, you understand me, that the lessons that you're giving them is going to send them to victory and success in the 21st century, in the time that we're dealing with now. Not in the 70s, not in the 60s, when I was winning and when the game was what it was back then. You know, it was the game, it was the fast life, and it was the life that we had to live because we didn't have many choices as being black people. You understand? And that was why we did what we did, and we did it successfully because the choices was limited. And if you were good, you understand me, and good looking, then you can win at that. You understand? Because bras, you know what I mean, they didn't mind, selling their body at the time because it was not a crime. It wasn't a crime because free love was around, hippie love, and diseases weren't as bad. Diseases that you get a shot of penicillin as well. It wasn't nothing detrimental. AIDS wasn't around. There was a lot of beneficial. Crack wasn't out. There was a lot of beneficials when things were on time, and the value of the game was very, very high and positive and very emotional. It was, it was what you could be on top of your game, just like that. You know what I'm talking about. And this is what the thing about it is. I would not illusion a person. I tell them how it is, you understand, because I've mentored people before. And being a good mentor is someone that tells the truth and tell them like it is. Like I say, you don't try to impress them. A lot of people, that's their problem trying to be a mentor. They try to compete with the young people because they're older. No, this is a different time. Whatever you did as an older person worked for you, it's not going to work for them because now it's a different world we're living in. We're living in a different world. It's not the world that we came up in the fast life. We stuck together. We had the respect. You understand me? Dedication, respect, and all this went together. You understand me? We were true and we were real. Now these people lie. They cheat on each other. They lie to the women. You know what I mean? And then they lie to each other. They try to impress each other and try to compete with who's doing better than who. They try to compete. I mean, verbally, really, really try to compete. We competed as far as having money and buying the fanciest car, dressing the best. We competed like that in a peaceful fashion, peaceful way. As far as the women, they choose and came and go like they wanted to, but they all came in the top bracket because you were considered a certain level that you're on, and the bras wanted to be on that level, so they chose people in that circle. If you were mediocre, you were half-stepping, then those are bras that seek the water seeks its own level. They were on that level, so that's the level that they were on, and that's the level they played on, and that's the level the game was on. But what I'm saying is, now it's a whole different ballpark. That's the reason why when I mentor people now, I tell them, I say, get a job, it's easier to get a job and get an education and raise a family because at least that's a straight shot, and ain't gonna be no interference when you going to jail. Going to jail, getting killed, all these things are consequences of the fast life, which weren't consequences when I was around. When I was around and you did go to jail, it was an education. Jail was an education because when you went to jail, you came out sharper because you ain't going to do a year or two. You understand? You didn't do a lot of time when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? It was like, the situation was like that. Now you get thrown under the jail. And they would cross you up. The people would cross you up. They would cross the woman up and make them confess on you and everything else. It just ain't, they're not playing fair. Now it's not a fair game. And all the people that try to talk slick and impress you and talk all that talk that's 50 and 60 years old, let me tell you something. It's not always what it is. The right hand never know what the left hand's doing. And I'm going to tell you something else. Really slick when you don't really, silence is golden. You don't tell people, you understand me, how you doing something or how you did something. You don't tell them that, you understand me, unless you through doing it, unless it's over with. But when you're on active duty, you don't talk about what you're doing. If you talk about what you're doing and you're on active duty and you're doing it, then the next person know what you're doing. The cross could go down, you understand? People know the moves you're going to make. You never let people know the moves you're going to make. You do the moves and you do the moves smooth. You don't let people know where you're coming from. That's why you be silent. Silent is golden. I never knew that a long time ago when I was young. I used to always try to do the talking. Me and a man named Steady Eddie, my friend at the time, we used to just talk. We weren't listening at the time. And then when I once got the game down packed, and I got like in my 30s, I only spoke when I was necessary. I got quiet as a mouse. I didn't just spit game. I'd be on the track. Like I told my partner, I'd be on the track. I said, I want the girls to hear me talk. I ain't got nothing to say to the hard heads. I wouldn't say nothing to them. They wouldn't know I was slick. They didn't know how fast I talk, because I say that for the ladies. Then you had these cats that would come on the track and be talking slick and talking this and talking that and letting everybody know where they coming from. And they didn't have no business. They didn't have no women. They didn't have nothing. So they was trying to impress you, and you said, oh, man, he's slick. Oh, man, he was giving you everything he got. He didn't have nothing for the broad. Everything he had gave you was what he had. So therefore, he was just doing this to impress you. He really didn't have nothing when it came on the back end for the broad. You understand? To knock. He didn't have none of that. See, what I had was what it took to knock, lock, and hold and keep. And I kept it to myself. I didn't let people know. Don't let the right hand know what the left hand's doing. I didn't let nobody know what I was doing, and I was smooth with doing it like that. And they hated me for that because they didn't know where I was coming from, because I didn't stand around talking to them. I didn't get high. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I didn't do none of that. All I did was drink coffee and ride on the track by myself at a broad. I didn't kick it with the dudes. I didn't stand on the corner trying to impress them. They stand on the corner trying to impress somebody, you understand, and bragging on what they got. Next thing you know, they come around the corner, they don't have what they thought they had, because they should have been holding their game tight, but they run around there thinking, trying to impress somebody. See, and that's a bad thing to do. Yeah, it's cop and blow, but you hold on to broad as long as you can. You ain't trying to let nobody get at you. You ain't trying to get, let it be known that your situation, you are trying to play for keeps. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen many cats, young cats, look at me, they thought I was old when I was in my 40s, but I wasn't old, I was young. Because 40, you understand me, is prime, and you got plenty of game. And them cats get knocked left and right, you understand me, and come crying to me. Because they thought their game was tight, and I sicked my broad on them. I didn't even have to be over there. The broad went down there. Because I put what I had into the woman, so the woman went over there and knocked the man for the broad, and he crying and hollering at me. But he thought his game was tight. He was calling me old and calling me all kind of names. But when you got game, let me tell you something, when you got game, age don't matter. When you got game, when you got real game, age don't matter. A man can do things as long as he want to. You understand me? There's no limitation on what he can do and how he can do it. But the point of it is, the older, the sharper you are, the more you keep people out your business. You see, that's how you do it. That's why I don't have to talk about it. I just be about it. I don't talk, but I see these cats on the internet, popping all this game, trying to impress somebody. But where they making a mistake at, some of the guys that be speaking, is letting people know their position, where they're at, how they doing. If they got one woman, why are you telling people if you're trying to come up with another broad? Don't let people know everything about you. Know your business. Because when they know your business, they're not worried about you, because they say, oh, you got one woman, he this, he ain't that, he ain't no threat. Because you letting them see your covers. Your covers are pulled. They don't have to pull your covers, they already pulled. Because you opening the door to let them in. You understand? And you got to be a mystery, and you got to be something, you understand me, that they don't know all about. You got to be a mystery, man. You don't know where you live at. You don't let them all in your house. You understand me? And you don't tell them all about your business, what you're doing. You don't do that, man. You understand me? That's where to keep a lot of broads from choosing and getting with you, even though you could be like 60 or 70. The point is that you overexpose. You give them too much information, or you campaigning too hard. Don't campaign too hard. Give them a campaign just enough and back away and see if they bite when they don't hear from you. Give them some air, you understand me, so they can think. Give them some time to think. You know what I'm talking about? They're going to make the best move because they don't want to lose. They're going to make the best move, but the more you talk and the more you advertise, the more hungry you seem to be. And that's what makes people say, well, I don't know about him, you understand me? He campaigning too hard to be so sure of himself. It's like he's not sure of himself, so he got to do it over and over and over and over and over again and speak on it. The powerful you are and the higher you are, if you notice, silence is golden, like they say. When you put a Rolls Royce out on the market, you ain't got to advertise. It advertises itself. They don't even make commercials because it advertises itself. But the other cars put commercials out. See, the top of the line, Maserati, all them cars. You don't see them commercials on TV. When they have the Super Bowl, do you see any of them commercials? No, because they're top of the line. They don't have to be advertised. You understand me? When they just seen looking good. They don't have to say much or nothing. You understand? The proof is in the pudding, you understand? They see the quality. They see it consistently. Quality consistently. They know that brings a man to victory. See, that's what knows. You know that when you're on top. You understand what I'm saying? You stay on top and you campaign. And when you're a king, you wear your crown. You understand what I'm saying? You forever putting it down. You ain't giving them no air, you understand? But it's the way you look, you understand me? Your looks put the hook, you understand? You ain't got to say a whole lot. And if you got a queen, you understand me? She's shining with you. Your queen is shining with you. You don't have to shine by yourself. You shine with your queen. You understand? Because that's all you really need on your team. You understand me? Is one queen. You understand? And you can be the baddest on the scene. And that's what people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? You steady campaigning for this and for that. You understand me? Hey, if you got one good woman, you got the world. You understand me? And that's all you need. When you act like you're not satisfied with one and you're trying to get 3, 4, 5, 6, no. You ain't playing for keeps. You campaigning. You trying to impress the fellas. You know what I mean? You trying to do all this. You got the ism in you too much ism in you. Because first of all, just be quiet. Whatever you have, that's your business. If you got 1 or you got 5 or whatever you got, that's your business. You ain't got to campaign about it, man. You ain't got to act like, you understand? Because that's young actions of a young person that hasn't grown with experience and grown gracefully. See, you don't have to do that like the young people do. See, when you were young, you did all that campaigning because you weren't sure of yourself and you're campaigning for position to get a reputation. When you once get the reputation speaks for itself. You don't have to say nothing. You understand? Your reputation speaks. That's like I said when you was on the track back in the day, when you was doing what you was doing, Del Capilano doors, you understand me? Tailor-made suits, you understand me? Jewelry on your hand. Then when you get a certain age, like, nah, I ain't got to have no jewelry. I ain't got to have this. I ain't got to have that. I ain't got to have a car. The thing about it is, they know who I am, you understand? International rare for the record, man. They know my reputation speaks, you understand me? Gold Seville with gold trimmings, you understand? Gold doorknob, gold fifth wheel, gold grill, gold S-bars, gold everything, gold wheels, you understand? Gold was everywhere, you understand me, on the trim, you dig? And that was me, and I had the curtains in the car. You understand me? That was my reputation. That's what I was known for. See, so people know who you are and what you are and know what you had. Had a candy painted Benz, you understand, with the gold trim, candy apple red. Then I had a Saab, you understand me, that was gray with capped off, you understand me. And then I had another Benz, a green one, you understand me. It was green like Drew Down green, you understand me, all the way down. You know what I mean? Hey, I had it at the time that I was supposed to have it. And I campaigned like I was supposed to with my tools. When I was on active duty, that's what I did. You know, and at the time, you know, you got to look at now the police. It's a whole different world we're living in now. You can't be campaigning like that because you might attract the wrong woman and that woman will get with you and give you some money like you say you want, right? And cross you right up, man. And you had a good life and you'll be sitting behind bars because you was asking for something and you shouldn't have been asking for it, talking about them bras on the internet is faking. And then when one steps up and show you that she real, she'll be really faking, you understand? She'll fake your ass right to the penitentiary because she'll be done did what you wanted to do and you'll accept it trying to be a big old pimp. When that really ain't what time it is now. You know, it ain't that page now. You got to be very careful. You understand? You can't campaign like it's 1969 because it ain't 1969. This is a different time. And that's why when I mentor to the younger people, I tell them the truth, man. I don't tell them to go to the track. I discourage them from going to the track. I encourage them to get a job, to do what you love doing. If you have interest in doing something, I have several successful youngsters that I mentored, you understand me? One, the main one everybody knows about is Fast Black. He turned into the cameras and he's a cameraman and graduated from school and did all that. And people want to shake it and talk about him because he's winning at what he's doing because he left the game. No, leaving the game is the best thing you can do in 2023. You understand that? See, I'm about to say 19-something. No, 19-something, the game was still good. In the 19s, yeah, 19-something, the game was good all through that. But I'm saying at the end of 19s, in the 90s, it got real bad because they started robbing, they started putting the bars on drugs. Them young people started coming up there with that gangster stuff and did things that went right, and trying to disrespect older people, disrespecting the game and robbing, man. Where did robbing come into the track? You know, where did robbery come in at? You know, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? These people like that are unmeant. You can't mentor them. See, you got those people, they don't want to learn, they don't want to know nothing. You stay away from them because they have no respect. They think they know it all, that's why they're robbing and stealing, because they don't care about game. They take because they don't have knowledge to play. See, that's what's wrong with these young people today. They do not know how to play, so that's why they do what they do. And if they listen to an older cat that really got game, that really been around, he'll tell them what time it is now. Because all they're going to do by doing that robbing and stealing is end up in the penitentiary doing a lot of time. You know. And ain't nothing slick about that. Ain't nothing slick about sitting in the penitentiary. Ain't nothing slick about robbing. Ain't nothing slick about selling dope. Those things ain't nothing slick about that. Those things are nothing slick. Nothing to talk about. You sell dope. You do this. You know, I don't care what you get and what you have from it. It still ain't nothing slick. Telling people that is not cool. You know. And back in the day when pimping was pimping and it was real pimping, then people could holler and scream about it. Now everybody say they pimping and ain't nobody pimping. You know, they all saying it, but they ain't really doing it. But back in the day when people really did it, we did it, and it was done right, you know, you talked about it, it was well respected. People respected you when they seen you. They knew who you were because you stood out. Now you don't see nobody, they blend all in wearing tennis shoes and things like that. You know, and that ain't even cool. I got a pair of tennis shoes with bling bling on it. And I got that one pair intentional with a gold suit that I wear. Understand me just to let you know that I know how to wear tennis shoes. And I put I step it up with the tennis shoe game. When I put them on, you understand? I stepped it up. But the point I'm trying to make is that when I mentor these kids and I mentor these people, I tell them the truth. I don't tell them. People say, oh man, you hating. I'm not hating. I'm just telling them the real, you understand? Because I know it ain't like it is. And these people try to fool themselves. A lot of these people really think it's like that, and they try to fool you with that kind of talk, making you think, oh, the game is it's like that. You know, when you get in the game from these books and what this stuff that people are telling you, this is a long time ago. This is not today. This is not now. Let me see somebody write about what's going on with the game right now. I would like to read that book that's going on right now. Somebody telling you about the game right today. No, they don't tell you because it's got drugs dealing in it. It's got you hustling and she hustling, you guys hustling together, but you call yourself a pimp. When a real pimp didn't do nothing but wait on money, he didn't do nothing at all. He didn't do no hustling when he had a broad. When he had a broad, he didn't hustle. Nowadays, these cats get a broad, have a broad, and they both hustling. You know what I'm saying? They ain't supposed to be like that because the broad lose respect for you, and she half-stepping because she knows she ain't got to get it all because you going to get it. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize it's the way this thing's supposed to be. And then they twisted it up where respect is not in the game no more. You know, because of the way these cats done twisted it up. This cat will think he'll get the broad will get with him only because he's a bad boy. It ain't got nothing to do with him being a pimp. If he's a bad boy, if he's a rapper, if he's a drug dealer, you know, if he's you know what I'm saying? They like that underworld look. They like the image, you wearing your pants on your ass. They like that look because it's the underworld look. It's bad guy. They like the bad guy. They always have and they always will. Except when we was coming up and we were bad boys, we looked good. You understand? And that was the key. We looked real good. We looked rich. We was polished. We had our hair laid. We kept our nails done. We stayed fresh from head to toe. We did that. See, so bad was really good. You understand? But these people now, bad is really bad. You know what I mean? It really is bad. You know, they cuss. They have sex with different people. You know what I mean? And just disrespectful, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, let me tell you something. The women that were having sex, when they were having sex for money, don't you know that when they got off work, they didn't have sex for free? They didn't do nothing with nobody else but their man. And they were devoted and dedicated. And they were true. Man, that's what it was. Now these boys ain't true. These boys will have sex with this cat, with that cat, and choose him and be with him, and he'll have sex with him for no money, and all these different things they do that has no rules and no regulations because they're making their own rules. The game is still the same. The game ain't never going to change, but the players in the game change the game because they don't go by the rules. So therefore, that's where disrespect come in. That's why I don't even talk to people that think they're in the game and trying to do it their way and think they winning now when they really know how real winning goes. They don't know how it was when the Warriors was in it. They don't know how we did it. You understand me? In San Francisco when Film Slim did it. They don't know how we did it, you understand? The really way to do it, you know what I mean? And be a gentleman about the choosing and all that. Like I said, the last time I came Young dude took the girl knew how to get back where she want to go. You can't make somebody do something. You can't tell nobody what to do. They're going to do what they want to do. That's why a lot of these cats end up going to the penitentiary. And the law loves it. Like the law right now, the law loves it like it is. Because they got the game under control. The police got the game under control. The law, they know what they're doing. They got the law just like they like it. It ain't out there in the daytime. It's out there late at night. You understand? And they know the bras, who they are, what they are, and they know they can cross the man up if they want to, because they know what he's doing. They know he's selling dope, and he got women and whatever. They're the ones they want to get rid of. The ones on dope and doing that. You know, it ain't that many that's doing it straight up. You understand? With uncut. You know, like we did. They ain't nothing like that because they gotta compete with each other. That's what they're doing. They're competing with each other. They want to be the biggest fish in the sea. So they do what they do. Because it's their era, they could do that. It's accepted. They sell drugs. They do. It's all right for them. Because they accept. They call it, but it ain't because you don't mix it up. You don't do that. You don't mix it up. You never did. You never will. But these people, you understand me? They mixed it up because it came out mixed up when the crack came out and it was tore up, and we never got fully recovered from that. You understand me? Even though the real when they got back on it, they did it like they did it before. But there was a whole lot of people that was mixing it up, coming on the track, brought selling rubbers and others. They had, you know what I mean? It just was, I seen it, man. You know, I seen these cats coming up there with balloons in the car, jumping out of Jaguars, man, new ones. You know what I mean? And had the women, and they had the women selling dope on the track. You know what I'm saying? All that old mixed up stuff, doing it all across the country. Doing that. Yeah, man, that ain't no game, man. That ain't nothing slick about that, man. You poisoning the track. Because you're putting the bras on drugs. You know what I'm saying? So all you all is that don't down, man. But they respected people didn't know that because he kept that on his hat. But a whole lot of them cats was doing that mixed up stuff that wasn't right and it wasn't fair and it ain't never going to be right. But I'm saying to be a mentor, you got to tell people how it really is. You got to turn them off to what's going on in the streets because a mentor is someone that tells the truth and he leads the people the right way. I tell you to go get a job, go get an education. Go to school, get an education, learn all you want to learn about what you're interested in, and be the best you can be at being a square. Don't try to be nothing slick. Don't try to take the shortcuts because it ain't no shortcuts. The way to success is hard work. Hard work and consistency, that's what separates the winners from the failures. It's doing what you love to do and being successful by working hard at it. If you love what you do, you're going to work hard automatically because you love it. You know, and you also got to balance your life out. You got to have a family. You got to have a wife. You got to have kids. You got to have a balanced life to have happiness. You can't just all work and think you're going to be happy because you have to have the combination of love, happiness, you know, and you got to have a family. You got to have kids, a wife, someone you love, and then you got to, you understand me, have a good job that you're happy with. And then you have happiness. That's what counts, happiness. It ain't about getting a dollar. Being slick, running around, you understand me? Thinking you know, you're in the fast life. You know what I mean? You want to be, no, you don't want to be in the underworld. You don't want to be a pimp because pimping, you see these cats when they old and they did it and they over with, you see them and you say, oh, you want to be like them? No, the world is not like that no more. It ain't like we were. The world is not like us no more. So you can't have it like we had it because it's not that world. We're in a different world and it's a different dimension. So what you have to do is get you a real mentor. I don't care if he's in the game or what, just somebody that's winning, that's doing what's right, and someone that likes kids. Get you a big brother, you understand me? Someone that's square, that's going to tell you the truth. Go to church and get you somebody from the church, a mentor. But get you a mentor that's going to teach you right. You understand me? Teach you the right way. Which is the right way is going to school, being strong. If you don't have a father, you need a mentor. Because if you don't have a father absent from your house, you need a mentor to mentor you to the way, to mentor you to the way to win, so you can be a winner and be successful in life as well as in the future. You know what I mean? You want to have your future bright. You want to grow. You're shooting for the sky. You're getting better and better each and every day. In each and every way, you got to get to the top. You got to grow and you got to get where you want to go. Believe me. Oh, shit.